Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another figure review, and today we have the last figure that we need for our Cang Toys Predacon Mini. We have RhiMini, and this is Cang Toys' take on the Predacon Headstrong. And man, this looks great. And I can't wait to get them all combined, but we gotta get through this first. So let's get right into it with showing you guys his box, which was, same standard fare as everybody else's. You got that big image on the front of him in robot mode and beast mode, and on the back is the big image of him in beast mode and in robot mode. The other things in the box, all that good stuff. Things we found out we can read last time, because there's English on it. And let's get that out of here and get back to him. This guy looks freaking cool, and I'm not biased because he's colored like Iron Man. Not biased at all. But man, this little guy, I think, has the most articulation out of all of them. I think the only one that comes close to his articulation is either Land Bull Tantrum or Ferocious being Rampage. That's it. I think those are the only ones that come close to him in articulation. At least for the range what you can get, that would be fun. Because don't get me wrong, Dive Bomb has great articulation too, but the wings, big wings, get in the way. Anyway, let's show off his accessories that he comes with. So we have his blade, which will combine to make the sword for the Predacon. Little spin saw action. We have his blaster, which will combine to make a big blaster for the Predacon. The detailing is pretty nice. I do like that. And the last thing we have is a foot. It's the same thing as the other one, to where it will split open and become a stand to hold up your figures. And I think this is pretty neat. But honestly, I'm never really going to use this like this ever again. It's the foot. That's all we need to know. It's the foot. It's Predacon's foot. But this is a cool thing that you can do. With that out of the way, let's get into his articulation. So, and this is crazy because it's so tiny. He can look left. He can look right. He can look up. And he can look down somewhat. Didn't really go that far. That detailing, man. I'm not in articulation, but look at those shoulders. That's cool. These Gundam Zoid-esque Transformers. Oh, that's not closed. Why isn't that closed? The other side's closed. We'll get to that later. We did the head, so let's do the arms. If you move his little shoulder bits up, he can hit a T-pose. Great range. His arms will rotate all the way around without an issue. We do have a bicep swivel and double jointed elbows, as you can see. We do have a wrist swivel. Let's get to that. His is actually the smoothest. It's so much easier moving his. We do have a hinge, but it's more so for the transformation. Side skirts will move up. Let's see if we can get the other one up. There we go. These side skirts will actually move back and out of the way. They also move up, but they can move back and out of the way. But again, that's more so for the transformation. He can kick forward, he can kick back, and he can kick out to the side. He can almost do can't talk. He can almost do full splits. We do have toe movement. Can hinge down. Can't hinge up, but that's because of the surface of the toe. And he does have ankle pivot. I mean, you can turn his entire foot sideways if you wanted to. These little dangly bits here are just for the transformation, but it looks great. And he does have an ab crunch. Oh, and waist swivel. Like I said, the pose is great. Does have double jointed knees, but the part of his transformation is in a way, you move it, and there you go. You can get it. And thigh swivel. All in all, this guy is fun to mess around with. I really like this one. I'm not gonna say I like him more than Dive Bomb, because I really do like Dive Bomb, but that was more so for the transformation. If I'm going for articulation, this guy is my favorite of the line. He poses very well. Easy. Without much of an issue. And he can hold his stance. I mean, look at that. It's freaking great. I see how we have him here. Obviously, we have to get everybody up here, so let me move this back just ever so slightly. Let's get him straightened out and standing up straight. Alright. And if you notice that I was pulling on it, it's because that's part of the transformation and I did not fully extend his legs. But yeah, there we go. That might be why that didn't connect in there. Give me 1 second. Nope, it just didn't connect in there because I'm an idiot. And don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why that's not connecting in there. Well, we're gonna figure this out on camera before we get everybody else in here together with the shot. And yes, you are seeing the things already before the transformation happens. I took off his knee panel. Whoops. Let's get that back on there. How do you go in here again? Oh yeah, just like that. Cool. So let me move this out of the way and see why we're having slight issues. I can't tell while we're having issues, and you guys can't see anything because I don't have it in front of the camera for you to see properly. Sorry about that. But as far as I can see, I can't tell why I'm having any issues with putting this back in here. The other side went in without an issue. Maybe I don't have this fully extended? I don't know. Let's take a look and figure this thing out together. That's all the way up there. That locks in without a problem. Alright. So it seems the issue for me is I didn't have the leg fully extended up to lock this back in. But to be fair, it doesn't want to fully extend up anymore. Curious. I mean, it's moving. You guys can see that. It is moving. But it's not fully extended like it was. Perhaps I have to bend this? Let's go and see. Yep, I just didn't have it bent correctly. Oh, the more you know. So, now that I've figured out my mystery that I gave myself by not transforming him back properly, let's move on with the rest of the review and get everybody else up here for the size comparisons. So, well, not really size comparisons, but just, you know, the group shot of everybody together. We have Headstrong here right away. We have Tantrum next to him, and now we have both legs together. We have, there we go, Rampage. We have Dive Bomb wherever he is. Oh, there he is, Dive Bomb. So now we have both of the arms. We have Thrilla, the, you know, random piece from Cang Toys. And we have Razor Claw, the leader and basic main component of all of this. And look at these guys together. They are great. This is gonna look freaking awesome when it's all put together. I cannot wait. But before we get to that point, we gotta get all these guys transformed into beast mode so I can show you guys what they all look like together in animal form. With that being said, obviously, everyone else will be done off screen. But I'm gonna transform good old Headstrong here for you on screen. So, to get this going, fairly simple. I think his is the second most simple. I know that I said Thrilla's was simple. I feel this one was just as simple. Dive Bomb still wins for me. Him and Thrilla are tied for second. I might leave it to him because he at least keeps some articulation when he's transformed. But enough of that, let's get into this. So, let's start with the arms. You have to pop this open and get this fist in there, which works out really well because when you move the foot, this will go all the way up there. So, let's pop this open, like so. You don't actually have to turn the fist. You can leave them as is, but the instructions do say to rotate them. I'm not going to because they didn't give me an issue. Hold that down and you can move the foot down. Do the same for the other side. Turn it around, and you are basically done with the front. Oh wait, I lied. Turn the feet backwards. Turn the arm completely around. Now you're basically done with the front, at least the legs. For the head, a little tricky because this is a really tight connection, but you want to pull his chest down. See if we can get this. There we go. All right. And you're gonna pull these little red tabs on the inside next to his neck. You're gonna pull those up. You might have a little bit of trouble getting those up, so just pull this forward. It'll lift him slightly, and then you can move these completely out of the way. You're going to pull this up, move his head back, I mean all the way back, and then rotate his head behind him. Once you do that, take this piece, rotate that completely, and it just sits flush in here. Also, when this is in here, this is the connection piece for Predacon. So now you know where this is. And then these side pieces here, they actually lock into this piece. I did not push that back far enough for it to lock. There we go. Let's see if we can get this in here for you guys. That's one. This one does not want to move. Oh, I guess it would help if I put the freaking thing all the way in there like it's supposed to be. My bad, guys. Oh, nope. Still seems like I did it wrong. Alright, let's pop these back out. And pop this back out so we can see where we are messing up in doing this. And I can fix it for you guys. Is it because I have his head not completely straight? Let's see. It's because I had his head not completely straight. Alright. That should sit without a problem. And that should lock in there without an issue. Perfect. There we go. And then you just shift your rhino head down, and you have most of it done already. So let's get to the back. What you're going to do is completely rotate the waist, and you're going to pull these side skirts down. The back here, you'll just lift. You can open these up, and then you're going to flip out this entire flap, which also hides the rhino tail. Let's get the rhino tail out if we can. Oh man, doing this without nails is annoying, because I can't grab things, and I don't have any tweezers next to me. Oh, wait a minute, we got it. We got the rhino tail. Very tiny. Oh, flip those out. This is ready. This is ready. So now we get to the tricky part. This is only tricky in the sense of the foot. Now I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. So now that we have this, we're going to pull this entire section down. So you're gonna grab his foot, pull this down, grab his other foot, pull it down. Now the tricky part of what comes to this is the fact that the instructions, also you can flip these forward for now. Let's just get that done. The instructions tell you to rotate this piece. You have the smallest, at least for my copy of this, the smallest amount of room to bend this forward and rotate it. Other than that, you can't do it. You can't do it here. It runs into it. Also, the joint's very tight, but it runs into it and smashes against it. It just doesn't work. So be mindful of that. If you want the full transformation, you have to rotate that. If not, you can always just rotate the foot around, then your rhino foot just moves like that, you know? Other than that, you're going to take these side pieces here and move them out like so. This has to do it 90 degrees. You can do it the full, what is that, 180? And now that you're at this point, you have your flaps down. You're gonna shove the legs into itself. Just like so. You shrink them. Make sure your side skirt pieces are not like mine and all in the way of you trying to get this transformed. Like so. Make sure your legs are completely collapsed in like you need them to be. And you'll just fold these side skirt pieces down onto themselves. So, take this here, bend this back, and it should lock perfectly into place for you. Little tab here goes into that tab. And let's see. Apparently I don't know what I'm doing because I can't get it to work for you guys on camera. There you go. I'll flip and show you the other side so you can see where the tab is going. Right here, this hole, this tab. There you go. And then the neat thing here is you take these side skirts and they plug directly onto the skirts that you just tabbed into the legs. It's a very nice amount of kibble cleanup. Looks really good. You can turn these down now, which will also connect in ever so slightly. Like this kit's really solid when it comes to, not kit, this figure is really solid. Solid when it comes to its transformation. You want to turn these sideways. This was a little tricky for me to figure out, but it can be done. Turn these sideways. Now what you want to do is try your very best to move this at a decent angle to give yourself enough space to turn this leg around. If you feel large resistance, just don't do it. Just stop. If you don't feel much resistance, you might have it. And I am feeling a lot of resistance right now. So I am going to push this back, and we just launched his foot off. Well, seeing how his foot launched off, I can show you guys what I mean. It tells you to do it at this point. It tells you to rotate the leg, but there is not enough clearance for you to rotate the leg. You are going to bump into it. It's going to cause friction. It's not fun. You can only move so much and need just the right amount of clearance space to get this to rotate. So that's what I'm trying to do here for you guys. And then I'm gonna go and find his foot wherever it flew off to. Like so. There we go. So before I go and find his foot, let's get this side rotated. Perfect. Feet are ready. And now this is sideways because you need this to actually come up and turn. Like so. I popped mine off. That doesn't count. I'm trying to do this perfectly on camera for you guys, but you know, when has that ever worked out for me? Alright, let's pull this up. Ugh. Okay, I popped it off again. Really want to get this for you guys so I can show you how it looks. I guess that counts. That counts somewhat. At least that popped off directly in front of me. And it pops right back on. And I have little peg holes there. I swear it does not happen the first time I transform this. There we go. First time I transformed this, the only struggle that I had was rotating this for it. So, in the meantime, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab the foot piece, put that back on, and then I'll finish this transformation. So, I did find his foot. We're all good. Gonna put this back on. There we go. And I'm just gonna move this up to where it's supposed to be placed. I feel like I'm about to pop it right back off. It's crazy. Yeah, I really feel like I'm about to pop this right back off. But it's supposed to just, there we go. So, with that being done, we're gonna tab these in together. And we're going to pull the rhino tail back out because apparently we closed it back in. There we go. So once you have all this set, the entire section of this will just plug right into the legs. Don't mind those being sideways and me fumbling and fidgeting. This will all line up. This will plug in to the shins. These sides will plug in together and it will look great. Before we do that, let me make sure these are open. And now we should be all set to go. Oh, wait, nope, his side skirt came loose. Hold on. There we go. Legs are all good. let's get everything in place for the rest of this. We got it? Do we have it? Ooh, might not. We might not have it. Because I am trying, and I am failing. Failing horribly. Alright. I know you guys probably like, keep the camera in focus. And I'm like, I'm trying. Ah, come on. As you can see, these pieces here are supposed to plug directly into this. Not that, this here. You know, it'll lock them in. It'll be all nice and tight and smooth. Assuming I can get this to work. Why is this only happening on camera when it worked perfectly fine when I transformed it off camera? It really doesn't want to close. It really doesn't. This is very, very unfortunate for me. Both are locked in. These are supposed to line up. And everything should be all smooth and good to go. But apparently it doesn't, and I popped it off again. Alright, I'm gonna leave that down there real quick. Did I get this lined up properly? Apparently not. Oh wait, yes I did. Excellent. And we just have to put this back on here and we're good to go. So let's get this back on here. Oh, right, I gotta turn it sideways in order to do this. Alright. It went flying away. Don't worry, we got it. It fell right in front of me. There we go. Let's move that back up. I somehow got this one stuck. Man, this is the review of fumbles. See? Just separate the legs again. Make this easier on ourselves. Right? Right. Apparently I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. There we go. Alright, so we have those together again. The shin guard came off again. This is insane. Get this back on here. Let's get these closed together again. And we will try attempt number 2. Alright, everything should be all lined up. Here we go. So far so good it seems. Doesn't want to connect down. Again. Oh, that doesn't help. Make sure that's all pushed in like it should be. And this should just connect down into place. It really doesn't want to this time. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I am trying. And it's just not working for me this time. It really is just a simple connection too. There we go. No idea what happened there, but We got what we were trying to get. We have him. No, we don't. We do not have him at all, actually. Now we do. Or we don't? What the hell is going on? You know what? I'm just going to take it like this as the win. We have it. Alright? Yeah, we have it. That shouldn't have taken that long. That should not have taken that long. His mouth does open though. But seeing how we have him in beast form, that does mean we need to get down to his level. So, what we're going to do is move this down slightly, and there we go. Actually, it's too low. That should be fine, because we're going to bring everybody else in. You do still have some articulation. You have knee movement, foot movement, mouth opens, head can look up, it can look down. I mean, that's a really good down pose. Not gonna lie. Open it back up. There we go. His legs also can move back here. If we untab it from here and up here, you'll have a little bit more space so you can get a spread stance like in the front. But for the sake of not having to deal with this again, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to get everybody else transformed and back up here with him for the final time before we get to Predacon. Now, let's get everybody together one last time. We already have Headstrong here. Now we're going to bring in Rampage. That was an odd focus, but okay. Lighting, texture change, and everything. And now we're going to bring in Tantrum. We have Gorilla. You can sit back there, that's fine. Dive Bomb. And Razor Claw. And together, all of these guys, that was a drop like that. All of these guys are gonna make Predacon. This is a great shot of all of these together, though. Don't mind that. That was a mistake. Oh, yep. Razor Claw. Tantrum. Gorilla's back there. Headstrong. Rampage. And Dive Bomb. And Camera Drop. Yeah. We got everything in this video today. Camera drop, shaky camera, pieces going flying, me setting this to the wrong height right now, trying to get this. There we go. Yeah, we're all set, right? Cool. So, yeah, the next time you see these guys, they will be combining together. And shaky camera, goddammit. If you guys can't wait, you know I can't wait. If you guys can't wait, well, guess what? I can't. I am excited for this. This is going to be great. And we are going to be transforming all of them from their current forms to the combined form for Predacon because the instructions say so. Everything needs to be in beast form. So we're already halfway there, and it should be a breeze, I'm hoping. I really feel like that one right there. I really feel like Razor Claw and Gorilla are going to give me a little bit of trouble. But hey, here's hoping for the best. Now that we have that done, oh wait, we can't forget the little crab. Yeah, that's also part of the crew. Can't forget the crab. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys been enjoying this series. And maybe you guys can pick up a copy of these guys for yourself. I'm not sure where to get them right now because some places have certain pieces sold out, but hopefully you guys can get them. If not, you know, maybe you guys can find the bigger, larger version. I think it's like 22 inches tall when it's all combined. Freaking amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And I will see you in the next one. And so will the Predacon. I am the